And the new Animal Crossing. Did you get the new one?
Oh yeah, man, I got the new Animal Crossings the other day. I love the Wii, man. I love all the games on it. I love everything.
A lot of people don't like the Wii.
Oh, hey guys out there in the interwebs. This is Thomas Boyd, the Kaiju Killer,
Paul Calvin filming it.
and we were just gonna talk about the Wii, man. Why don't people like the Wii?
No, what are you reading?
Oh, what am I reading? I am reading Alex Ross's Kingdom Come.
Oh, God.
Now I should. Now I'm not being fair. It's Mark Waid and Alex Ross's, but
Mark Waid wrote and Alex Ross illustrated?
I think Alex Ross helped write it as well.
Oh, wow.
I may be incorrect there, but this is probably the greatest graphic novel, if not one of the greatest novels I've ever read.
Yeah.
Alex Ross illustrated this entire thing. It's all painted. Here, I want to show you this picture here, Captain Marvel. I mean, look at that. That
Oh, man.
is beautiful.
That is really rad.
It's an Elseworlds, meaning it's not part of the normal Superman and Batman storyline.
It actually takes place a little later on in their years, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. They're older. Superheroes are everywhere. They've kind of run rampant. They don't care about human life or what happens in the wake of their destruction. And
It's
Superman.
also got a lot of biblical references.
It does.
doesn't
It does also have a lot of biblical references. Yes. There's a preacher in the book, Norman McKay, who is led around by the Spectre, who is the wrath of God, to bring vengeance upon those who he deems worthy.
Yeah.
Definitely, this is definitely a book I plan on going into in a later video, in much more depths. But right now, I just wanted to show this to everybody. This is definitely one to check out.
What would you call this video? Would you say this is books that everyone should read?
This is just a small book, small list of books everyone should read. Another one on that list is the Alan Moore Swamp Thing.
Ooh.
If you're a fan of Alan Moore, read this book.
I'll vouch for that. It actually took me a little bit too long to get into it, but once I did, man.
He completely revamps the origin of the Swamp Thing, turns him from a man who turned into a plant who thought he was a man.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that. It spans about 6 volumes, and if you ever get the chance, read it. For the love of God, read it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And finally, the book that everyone should read.
I think so too. It's what got me into comics.
The Sandman.
Yeah.
Again, all of these books that I've mentioned today, I want to do a full video on. And I will. Because there's just not enough time for me to...
Give some interesting tidbits about the Sandman. One would probably be that almost through every volume, every graphic novel, the artists change like almost consistently.
The artwork does change quite a bit. It does stay consistent through the storylines, I would say.
Through each little arc, you mean?
Through each little story arc, the art is pretty consistent. But usually when one arc ends, another one starts up and the artwork changes. And that's not a bad thing.
No. It keeps him with like the dreaming theme, right there.
This is the first like real mature book I think I've ever read. And the etherealness of it, and it's still, and for those of you that don't want to like shy away from your Spider-Man and your Superman, this still has, Superman does appear in here.
Yeah.
Batman makes a small cameo.
It takes place within the DC universe.
It takes place, yes.
They acknowledge that there are creatures with superpowers.
Indeed. And I know Paul, who's behind the camera at this moment, there is that one book that he thinks everyone should read. And I do too, but it's his book, and I want him to mention it first.
Should I go ahead and
go ahead? Just give a quick shout out there, Paul.
I'll tell you what. How about I mention it and you give what you think about it? Man,
okay.
That'll probably be fair enough since I'm behind the camera. That would be Watchmen, and I'll go ahead and say this: the reason why I'm saying Watchmen is, well, first off, it's a great novel. One more reason I'm apprehensive about saying it is because it's fixing to be a movie. They're marketing it. There's going to be games. There's going to be T-shirts, and it's going to kind of cheapen it a little bit. I would say for anyone who probably doesn't already know about it, it's going to kind of seem like this thing came out of the dark. It's going to be the next fad and all that kind of thing. And probably more so for people who do know about it, it's going to seem like they're burying it. And I'm going to go ahead and say that once a great graphic novel, always a great graphic novel. Boy, what would you have to say about it?
I would completely agree with everything Paul just said. Definitely, it's one of those books that can transcend the graphic novel format. It is not a quick read by any means, and I've actually heard of college courses that have it as required reading.
Yeah, yeah.
So definitely, it's something to look into, something to think about. And if that trailer for the new movie looks good to you guys,
yeah, read the graphic
book
novel.
will blow your mind.
Yeah, it really will.
I just want to say one more time before I go that the books I mentioned here tonight are in no particular order of greatest to least great, not to almost the greatest.
Yeah.
These are just a few books that I had on my shelf that I wanted to show you guys that are really good to read.
Really kind of a jump-off point to something we're going to be doing later, and that is, you'd think that us being nerds, we probably into more like media mediums, but we like literature, and we like different types of literature. We also like literature that transcends the comic book genre onto more of a novel plane. So,
well, guys, thanks for watching. This is Thomas Boyd, the Kaiju Killer for the Unpopular Ones.
This is Paul Calvin, Vaporous Lee, floating around behind the camera for the Unpopular Ones.
So, until next time, stay drunk.
That's right. Wait, what?